Welcome to ITPK. We are back with another exciting release from the DeepSeek. DeepSeek team has launched the new DeepSeek version 3.0324 model. To make it simple, let's just call it DeepSeek version 3.1 as it builds upon the Deep's V3 models. This is something they just launched yesterday morning, but there are no announcement, no benchmarks, and no README results they posted on their Hugging Face model. But what we know is that is 3.1 version of this model is a massive 700 GB of open source that is under MIT license, and a lot of users are actually raving about its enhanced performance in math coding and reading. DeepSeek V3 is the mixture of expert models. It's huge milestone for an open source model to be beating these proprietary models. Some even claim it to be best non-reasoning model available right now. And DeepSeek V3 is also the game changer for developers looking for high speeds open source coding. I have few quick and interesting prompt today we're gonna check with DeepSeek V3 in the coming video. DeepSeek also have launched the API so that you can access this new model via API platform. Just go to the left side clicking on the API platform and linking the credit card to it. You can also chat with them in their chatbot. Just make sure you don't turn on the deep think or one. And lastly, you can access their free API through Open Router and you can start chatting with them over here as well. So let's go ahead and assess this model with a different prompt from coding all the way to reasoning, and we will use some new prompts that are more difficult for this model to be assessed upon. So here the first prompt we're gonna send it to build a web app using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that allows users to log in their monthly expenses and income and also visualize the data perfectly. Let's go ahead and send this. So let's have this model build this first app and to help us track monthly incomes as well as expenses. Essentially, we are trying to see how well it is in terms of developing front-end code. So let's see what it ends up developing for. Okay, so I have gone along and I have pasted all the code snippets into the folder that I have created on my desktop. And then let's go ahead, we're gonna open it up. And this is our first example of this finance app. This is really great. We have the ability to add the transactions for income and expenses, and this will showcase us the monthly summary, perfect for your income as well as for your expenses, and visualize your data after you put your transactions here. This actually did a really good job to create us monthly budget expense app in a minute. Perfect. So we can say our first test is pass. The next I gonna have this model to create me the game of life in Python. Let's sum this. We are trying to see how well it is in terms of its ability to implement complex logic in Python as well as optimization for large-scale simulations. So let's see what it ends up developing. Now let's go ahead and copy this code, and I want to test this code in an online tool. Let's go ahead and paste this code into this online tool and we want to run it. So I went to this online tool and then I opened the game of life Python file, and this is the simulation that we got, and this is definitely perfect. I'm kind of surprised to see that it was capable of generating this. So this test is also perfectly passed. Let's go to the next prompt. This is the prompt that many models have tend to fail. I've gone along and sent in this prompt. So let's see. I got the prompt. Now let's go ahead and copy this, and we will be going to test this in any online SVG viewer. Now let's go ahead and paste this prompt here. Amazing. Now remember guys, this is a prompt that most models tend to fail, and let's see what it generates. And surprisingly, that looks actually really nice. You have more addition to this butterfly. You have the antenna, And you have the wings, which is fully represented to be symmetrical. So this is actually surprising and huge props to the model in terms of generating this. I am telling you, only I believe like a handful model have been able to generate SVG code of a butterfly. So this test is also pass. Now let's go ahead and see the next example. In this example, we are going to send this quadratic equation and we are trying to see the model ability to solve it. Let's go ahead and send this. We are trying to see if it uses the quadratic formula, which it did. I see it using it, and now the answer supposed to be coming out of this equation is 1 and 3 for the value of x, and this is correct. This test is also perfectly passed. Let's go to next prompt. A train leaves city at 11 a.m. traveling at 60 km per hour. Another train leaves at 12:30 p.m. traveling at 90 km towards city A. The distance between the cities is 300 kilometers. At which time did they meet? This is simple but kind of logical reasoning prompt questions, and we are trying to see that how perfect is the model in terms of providing solutions, which you can see it uses a distance slash relative speed and also did perfect calculation with perfect formulas. So it calculate the correct answer in first segment, and essentially we are trying to see if the answer is perfectly correct. This example is perfectly gets passed from DeepSeek V3.1 And in this example, we're gonna ask DeepSeek model to identify and fix the bug in the following Python function that should return the sum of all even numbers in the list. So we want to see how perfect this model is in the debugging. So the bug input is supposed to be giving the sum of even number, but it is giving us to equaling it to odd numbers. And let's see, scroll down, and it actually fixes the replacing with 0. Perfect. It actually replaces the code by replacing 1 with 0 and also give the explanation of bugs that was fixed, including operator has extra space, the parameter, and the condition. So this test has obviously passed. So let's go to new room and give here a new prompt. A company sells a product. Product A is $50 per unit, product B is $25 per unit, and product C is $40 per unit. If a customer spends exactly $500 buying a mix of these products, how many of each product could they have bought? Provide at least one valid combination. Let's go ahead and send this. We are trying to see its ability to do the math and we are trying to see if it uses the quadratic equation. It looks like there are multiple different combinations and I did find the one which I like the most. It provide me the four combinations. Calculation equates to $500. So it did a perfect and great job in terms of providing multiple variation and combinations of these variables. So this is also pass. So the last one is really easy prompt. We are having this to read this passage here. And essentially, we're gonna see here that how perfect this model is in reading context. That's perfect. We got the answer immediately. And we just have tested its memory recall without reading. And I was just trying to check that how efficient this model is to get this answer that Sophia has three kittens and this took it perfectly in a second and immediately answered me. So this last test is obviously passed perfectly. It is going to be super accessible in terms of how you use it for free through Open Router or how you could use it with DeepSeek platforms as well as their API, which is going to be more cost effective than Claude 3.5 or Claude 3.7 models. This is definitely a great model in coding and math and this is something very important that I gonna be testing in next few days and we'll be making two more videos on it. So definitely stay tuned. But huge prop to DeepSeek team to create such an amazing model. So thanks for watching. I will add all these important links in the video description. Bye.